Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, for the Halloween edition of the Muse Culture Podcast. My name is James, I'm your host tonight, and with me is Editor-in-Chief Con.
Hey guys.
And we've got writers Martin and Terry.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey, so what's up, everyone?
I'll tell you what's up, you just demoted them straight away. Writers? They're editors and writers. Guys, you're fired, get out.
Are we actually continuing this, or is this going to be stopped?
No, let's go with it.
This is it.
Go.
This is fluid. So, right now, I think everyone's looking at the Steam Halloween sale.
Yeah.
Correct.
And what is everyone looking at that catches their fancy?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go on, man.
Okay, so in my basket is currently Infected, Fear, Ghostbusters, Jana Sisters, Left 4 Dead Bundle, Deadlight I'm looking at, and Nether, or Neither. Is it Nether?
Neither.
Neither or Nether. That's in the basket too.
How
I'm
much-
looking at all
How much
of
is that
those.
total coming to?
Is Ghostbusters the Telltale one?
Let me go back. And
I don't think it
have a
is. I
look
think it's
see.
the
I don't think
Sanctum of
it's Ghostbusters.
Slime.
Sorry, I don't think it's Telltale. It is.
Ghostbusters made a Telltale game, right? Telltale made a Ghostbusters game even. I'm not making that up, am I?
I think you are.
Pretty much.
Martin
Yeah.
is making games up.
Oh, it doesn't tell me. Hang on a minute. Let's. Oh,
Okay.
it says it's Atari.
Oh, okay. That's how we make games.
Telltale.
Are they still making games? That's the disturbing thing.
Yeah, I thought Atari had like gone under. And then
Atari's
they
one of those
did after
companies that
this.
used to be great, and then they just went shit overnight.
well, again, this is Halloween, so it's probably Rise of the Living Dead publishers.
Way.
My basket actually is only at £44.39. That's
Fill it up, fill it up.
That's pretty moderate for a Steam sale, to be honest.
Terry,
That's like one game if I'm going to, so anywhere in town and actually buying a physical copy of a game. That's one. So
Well, people still do that.
unless you buy the next generation, it's £50 each.
Yeah.
See, I remember a time when the N64 was £50 each, like for games.
I thought I mean the console, yeah. I remember
I can't
£70
remember
for Street
anything.
Fighter 2.
Oh,
Jeez.
did you buy it?
Hell no. I
Oh,
shoplifted it.
yeah, that'll learn them.
That'll teach you, Capcom. Sorry, Capcom. That's why they don't respond to the emails.
We'll delete that out, mate. It's all good.
Terry, what's in your shopping basket?
At the moment, I actually haven't put anything in.
It's disgusting.
Not because that I don't want anything, because I'm trying to not buy everything.
That's the problem with Steam. It's so easy just to buy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They should have a buy all button.
Yeah. No, I've seen a few games on here that I can't recommend enough, to be fair. Like Deadlight. Con said that he was... Did you have that in your basket, or you were thinking about it?
I've just put it in for £2.49.
Yeah? Bargain.
Done.
Cannot go wrong with Deadlight.
I could admit I don't even know anything about it. What it is, no idea. I
It's
just went
about
£2.49.
it's a light that runs out,
Is it?
and you've got to find
Yeah, it's
batteries.
about 4 minutes, and you've got to get batteries, otherwise it's game over.
Yeah, so
You know what, I thought you were actually joking then, but you're being serious, aren't you?
No, we're joking.
So it's almost like a game built entirely around one mechanic from Alan Wake.
Oh, that's okay then. God, I'm so gullible.
That is a good segue, Martin,
Yeah,
because I can
Which-
see Alan Wake is on sale here.
which is on sale and it's well worth playing. In fact, I have a review coming, so if you're
Yeah.
dubious, wait for that.
You are a big fan of the Alan Wake franchise. Do tell. Why?
Yeah, I really like Alan Wake. It's like you see a lot of story-driven games, like things like Mass Effect and Dragon Age, things like that. Mostly Bioware, but Alan Wake, it's almost like Stephen King made a video game.
It is very Stephen King
Yeah, it
inspired.
is. It's like a tale about a troubled writer who's got hardcore writer's block, so he goes away on a writer's retreat to like a part of rural America, and from there it all goes creepy and very wrong. And it's him trying to unravel this essentially this horrible, dark and twisted mystery. And it's all comes from pages of a book that he's written but has no memory of writing.
Right, for a moment there, it sounded very similar to a sort of plot by Silent Hill.
Yeah,
Until you
It could be a
put that
Silent Hill
final
plot,
bit in.
actually.
like as you're playing it, you find pages from his book that he's written, but has no
That's
memory of
pretty-
writing. So
The
there's
game-
also lots of lot of literary tips of the cap, which is really nice to see.
It feels like a Stephen King book made into a film directed by John Carpenter. With touches
Pretty
of
much.
Twin Peaks with it as well.
Yeah, like the setting in the story is delightful, and the gameplay is quite nice. I mean, it does suffer a little bit in some areas. Like the gameplay can be a little bit clunky, and the flashlight acting as crosshair can be just a little bit distracting.
I did like the trailer park level. Spoilers.
Wait, is that with the log cutting equipment? Because if it is, then yes, I enjoyed it too.
Oh no, I think you are just going around the trailer park, talking to residents.
I don't think I got up to that.
There's not
bit.
even any monsters in it. It is one of those quiet daytime moments, but they've recreated the real world so wonderfully. Like there's parts you walk into a diner and you can just spend ages in there looking at the posters and listening to people talk.
Yeah, the game's got a very definite like movie feel to it. Like you can just sit around and just watch the action unfold for quite a while.
What is there anything else on this Steam sale you like?
A lot of it, it's really worrying. I own a fair bit of it already. If you don't already have Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, definitely get that.
Yeah.
Definitely an amazing game to play with your friends.
Condemned is quite good.
I've heard good things. I don't have it though.
It was an Xbox 360 launch title, but it's still one of those really bizarre. It's something they haven't achieved since. So it's like a modern day first person horror beat 'em up, tramp kill 'em up.
Trump kill 'em all.
Well, yeah, you spend most of your time killing tramps.
Oh, you know what? That would make an amazing game title. Trump kill 'em all.
I think Sega should have marketed it as that. Kill tramps with wood and pipes.
Whoa.
Kill
Whoa.
tramps wood, don't give tramps wood.
Yes, that's the bonus level. The only thing with the second game, they tried to have a supernatural element to it, and it just didn't work. It's very much like what's that film with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman? Not Castaway, Seven.
Right.
It's got a very much a Seven feel to it. That type
That
of.
wasn't Morgan Freeman, was it? No. What?
In
no.
my heart, it was
I
Morgan
think
Freeman.
it was Morgan Freeman.
No, it was Kevin Spacey and was Morgan Freeman in it?
I'm sure Morgan Freeman was in Seven. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Eddie Murphy. I know that much.
What? They're the only two African American actors you can think of right now.
I'm just having a look at the minute. It says Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, well,
with
there you
Gwyneth
go.
Paltrow.
I stand
Oh, and
corrected.
Kevin Spacey in supporting roles.
Well, yeah, as the main bad guy.
Can
Do
you
know
have
what?
bad
I
guys?
can't even remember him in it. That is how long it's been since I've seen that.
It's Kevin Spacey being sinister, like doing what he does best. There's not a thing that Kevin Spacey is in where he's not sinister.
Creepy
Watch
bastard.
that
See, think about it.
again.
He is.
He's
That
creepy.
is
very
a
creepy
scary
man.
thought.
He's creepy in everything, especially in House of Cards, which is well worth a watch if you haven't seen that.
Yeah, that is quite good. That's been too long since I've seen that.
Yeah, they're working on a second season, but it's all pretty hush hush. But I think it'll just drop one day, fully formed. As Netflix do.
He's
Um,
even creepy in American Beauty. I watched that not so long ago.
He's
I was like,
especially creepy in American Beauty.
really creepy in that.
Oh, the Legacy of Kain collection. That'd be a good game to play. It's been ages since I played
This
that.
is really old though. The Legacy of Kain.
Yeah, but I mean, like if they scrubbed it up, I'd be very up for playing that.
Oh, I can see Resident Evil Revelations.
James, what's
Yeah.
in your basket?
Well, now Resident Evil Revelations.
Just that.
Yeah, so far it's just that I've got Blood of the Werewolf, seems to be a werewolf-style platformer. The Dead Space pack, I've already got them on PlayStation, but for that price, £6.24, you can't fault that for more Dead Space.
You see, I would have thought you would have gone for that buy it all button.
Is it there though?
It's got to be. I think Steam are just. hiding
It's
it.
my fictional button.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Alice Madness Returns.
That's a really good game, actually. Alice
I've
Madness
heard that's
Returns.
pretty good.
It's a really bizarre platformer.
I think some of these might find their way on a Let's Play on the Muse Culture channel
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Did anyone play I Am Alive?
No, I know it.
Yeah.
It was announced around the same time as The Last of Us. Like almost like Running Mates, but then all of a sudden I'm Alive dropped and nobody cared.
Did
Yeah,
you play it, Terry?
I have played it. Yeah, I have played it. Not good. Really not good.
Oh, well,
Is it
that's
£3.24 good?
Honestly, I didn't enjoy a single second of it, and I seen the trailer for it, the release trailer, and then just as they completely changed the game from what they showed, I just wasn't interested in it. It's just, yeah, not good.
Well, there you
I
go,
wouldn't.
folks. That's that gone then.
Yeah.
Costume Quest is a great little RPG. It's really short, but it's got such a wonderful art style on it. It's all cel shaded, and it's just about some kids going around trick or treating, and as you do, you run into goblins that kidnap your sister. Based on a true story, I hear.
So what you're essentially telling me is it's Bowie's Labyrinth in game form.
Oh my goodness, why have we not got a game of that?
You'll never get your baby back, Stephanie.
Can you imagine the size of his jockstrap?
Oh. You know the scene, where he has like the crystal ball and he's swirling it around with his hands?
Yeah.
Well, that's apparently action art form, and David Bowie was rubbish at it. So he's actually got his hands down by his side, and there's somebody else's hands coming from his armpits to do that.
I had
In that
love
particular
those
shot.
See it as well.
armpits.
Yeah.
If you watch it now, because I heard that the other day, but yeah, if you actually do watch it very closely, you can just make out his arms by his side and see the guy.
What year was this movie made?
I think
I don't know.
I think it was before I was born, actually.
I was going to say CGI at its best.
Such a thing did not exist back then.
It was 1986.
Oh my goodness, I remember
it's 2
that on
years older
video.
than me.
I actually picked that up on video.
Ow.
Oh, I've got that song in my head now.
Which one? There's
Oh,
some good
no.
songs in it.
Oh,
It's there. Oh,
The dance, baby dance.
It's
thing.
just
Yeah.
the Muppets on acid. It's essentially the best way to describe it.
Oh, that was. Did anyone see the Dark Crystal?
yes! That
That's
was
the
brilliant.
Muppets on acid. It's like Muppets X-rated.
Isn't there a second film, or is it just the first one?
They made a book sequel. I don't think they made a film. They always meant to make a film sequel, but they never got the funding for it.
What was the ugly chick in the red dress called? In Dark Crystal, one that looks a bit like me nan. I can't remember what her name was.
Oh man,
I remember her climbing on this. I can't remember a lot about it, but I remember that like a massive solar system that was going round in.
yes.
Oh God, do you know what I mean?
It's to work out when the eclipse was, I think.
Yeah, something like that. She's climbing all the way up it. I can't remember what her name was, but I just remember Rirang going, Skeksis, Skeksis, Skeksis.
Spoiler warning, folks.
What, Skeksis?
Yeah, it may mean something.
I have no idea what's going on now.
No, I'm completely lost too.
Conrad's showing our age.
Sorry about this.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh,
So-
I'll have to download that and download it from Netflix or something and get the kids to watch that. I think they'd probably...
Or purchase
wet
it legally
themselves,
at your local retailer.
but Netflix
Yep.
is legally...
yeah, that's true.
Fair point.
Yeah, is it on Netflix?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to go and buy it from Amazon.
Netflix have like a really odd variety of like sci-fi back catalogue from like years ago.
Oh my goodness, they do. They have such obscure films on there.
Has
Yeah.
anybody seen the film The Time Machine?
The original.
No. God, when did it come out? Samantha Mumble was in it. 2002, I think.
Oh
if
right,
I think.
yeah.
No.
No.
That was
I
really.
remember watching that in 2002 and thought it was great, and then I was saying to the kids, "Oh, you're gonna love this film. This is absolutely brilliant." So we got the kids. We all sat down and watched it, and they were just like, "Dad, what is this?
Yeah.
How can you not enjoy that?" They were like, "No."
Is it a kids' film though?
Yeah, it is a kids' film. It's it's either a 12 or a PG. It's about a guy that spoiler alert. It's about a guy that tries to go back in time because his girlfriend gets killed, and every time he goes back in time to meet her, she dies. So he goes forward into the future to try and prevent her death, and the story goes on from there. But they didn't think it was very good.
And
It's not as good as I remember it being, but it was still good.
doesn't it essentially end with him going back in time and finding a new girlfriend, and that's alright?
No, he goes forward in time, but yeah, it's the same sort of thing. He goes back in time to try and save his girlfriend, realizes he can't, goes forward in time to save his girlfriend, and yeah, like you say, he meets a new girl and gets stuck in that time, and all's well that ends well.
That sounds quite a bizarre way to solve your relationship issues. Forget your old girlfriend, just go forward and find another one.
Well, that pretty much worked for like 4 seasons of Heroes.
Do you know, I've never seen Heroes.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm too busy
What's the
watching
first
Walking
series?
Dead at the minute.
Oh, The
Oh,
Walking,
The Walking
Dead,
Dead.
yeah. The new
Oh,
series.
now then.
New series.
Are you all watching the new series at the minute?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've only seen
Terry,
the
are
first
you
episode
watching
so
it?
far.
certainly am.
You've only watched the first episode. What about you, Terry? Are you current?
Yeah, I am current. Yeah, current in US, if that makes
Current
sense.
in US time. Okay, so we're all current in US time, and Martin's only seen episode 1, so we can't talk about.
Oh, Martin, I'm going to spoil it for you. There are zombies.
No way.
Yeah.
Lots.
Have you read the books?
Yeah.
I've read a lot of them. Yeah.
I haven't, not yet.
Like I read them recently, and it's just so off kilter from the script, and like the books pull no punches. It all goes very
fantastic.
It goes very wrong very quickly, and it doesn't get any better.
The books, they tackle everything from cannibalism to child rape at one point.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if they can get any of that into the show.
Yeah, I don't
Not
know.
the child rape, obviously. I mean, Savile. R.I.P.
Come back as a zombie.
Zombie
But, you know-
Savile.
Yes, Zombie Savile would be amazing. But on the first episode of season 4, they had that. Well, she wasn't. She was like a survivor woman, wasn't she, living in the forest?
Yeah, the Irish
Yeah.
woman.
A lot of people thought she would be the start of the cannibal storyline. As in, come back to my camp and we'll have dinner together. Moha. You know,
Yeah.
you are dinner. And I'm surprised Rick hasn't lost his hand in the TV show.
No.
It'd be a real,
No.
I just think it would be a real bastard to film.
How has Herschel got bloody legs as well?
Yeah,
They
I'm
found
still
a
quite.
leg, didn't they?
Or not, just lying around?
I think they've been.
Just
I think it's sort of making out that they've been raiding whatever hospitals, doctors, surgeons, anything that they can find, because they seem to have quite a lot of. I know they're sort of running out now, but they seem to have quite a lot of medical supply. So I think they just randomly found one, no pun intended, lying around. You know.
It's weird because in like TV shows like that where like they impose a physical disfigurement in a character, I always think, God, that must really suck to act. Like Battlestar Galactica, where Saul Ty spends 2-3 seasons with no eye.
Spoilers.
Where it's a small one. So just wearing an eye patch just for 2 seasons of filming must have sucked.
So it's not as bad as having to take your arm or take your leg away somewhere.
Yeah, there is that, yeah.
So who do you think the big bad of season 4 is going to be?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, the governor's not dead, is he?
No, it was only him and 2 of his cronies last time.
Yeah, but I think he did pretty well on his own.
Yeah, that's true. I think
Without saying anything from the comics, I'm still expecting something from the comics to happen, but I can't go into it obviously because it is complete spoilers. But that's the only thing I can see happening is that way to continue on from in season 4 is for that one event to happen, and then obviously that'll change everything. But
I mean,
if that makes sense,
unless they just go
obviously
off
it's awkward to say, but yeah.
what
Well, they're
event
bringing
are
out
you
that
talking?
spin-off series, aren't they? So maybe he will be in that, maybe not.
I think they were talking about the season 2 of the game, sort of interlinking with the TV series a lot more, weren't they?
Really?
Yeah. Like, I think some of the 400 Days characters are going to turn up in the TV series and vice versa.
Oh, then you
Right.
get into fan canon territory. And everyone's moaning like, oh my goodness, that character should not be there at that time because he's dead 2 seconds later over there.
I think that they'll have to be very careful with, but I mean, they were quite careful with Glenn
Yes.
when he
Yeah.
showed up in the first season of the game.
How far are
we,
you with the
talk
comics?
I don't know. I got a big download of them.
Bought them, you mean?
Yeah, I just downloaded them in bulk from a reputable source. I think. What's the colony called?
The what called?
There's like a colony. It's not Woodbury. It's like Woodbury, only not bad.
The Hilltop.
No.
Alex something.
Alexandria or something like that. Yeah,
Right.
there.
Have the saviors turned up yet?
No, right, like where I've stopped at, it's essentially all gone Pete Tong, as it all invariably does.
Right, I think it gets a lot worse.
Yeah, that would be hard to believe.
Oh, can I spoil it?
Yeah.
Glenn's face gets smashed in.
Oh man.
No.
And
They-
he's right
Yeah.
from the start of the comic, so you think he's untouchable.
What,
And
just-
that's the thing.
What,
Yeah,
like killed off? Or just
yeah, well,
Ruined.
they've got
not
they have a new big bad in who's like a leader of a biker gang. And as biker gangs are known to do,
yeah
they smash people's faces in.
as you do,
With-
cause.
with bats.
And Glenn ends up the victim of this.
Yes,
And it's really graphic. You just see his eyes hanging out of his sockets, and
Shit.
but it's the fact he's when he's actually being hit, he's still trying to speak.
yeah,
It's-
yeah.
It just makes it. I know it's only a comic and you can only read it, but he's like, trying to cry out, and he's just hitting him, and it's just getting more and more gargled, and
Really
Shit,
gruesome.
man. Like the comics have never ever shied away from that, which like it's kind of like I respect that, but also like wow.
for a character like James said, he's been in it right from the start. You think he's untouchable.
I mean,
It just happens.
it's
Don't even see it coming.
So Terry, you should know then what happens to Carl's face.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I know about that.
Oh, you know that. It'd be interesting to see if they ever get that into the TV show.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
will be,
know.
yeah.
I mean, like the way that Laurie dies in the comics compared to how she dies in the from seeing it is very different.
yeah. It can really, yeah.
Like very
I
different.
was wondering how they were going to do that, if they were going to portray it correctly to the comics.
Yeah, but I mean, like the way that happened, I don't think we've ever seen anything like that on television. I don't even know if that could be allowed to be on television.
Don't they kill the mother and the child at the same time in the comic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like
She gets shot in the gut, doesn't she? And it actually, is it crushes
Yeah, that's right. She
her
falls on
child
the
because she
yeah.
falls onto it?
oh right, I thought she just got shot clean in the baby, and it just like kills them both.
No, they explain it somewhere, sort of only briefly, but yeah, she's like, they go on about like how she was holding the child when they shot her, and it's just
For a long
she
time,
fell onto it.
they thought the woman who shot her was in the Walking Dead Telltale games.
Which
Is
woman?
it Lily? I'm going to say
Oh,
Lily.
her.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I can kind of see that.
it's sort of supposed to be the same person, but now they've said no, they're completely different, although they look alike, and they would end up in the same place at the same time.
All right.
I might have to start getting these comics. It all sounds rather interesting listening to you guys talk about it.
What's
It's interesting and but very grim. Like I think I was sat in bed just reading something, going, ooh, ooh.
There's no happy ending to the comics.
Oh no.
No.
Like a happy ending is only half of them died.
I think it's like it's almost you can take a little bit of solace in the TV show that your favorite characters may not die because they're your favorite characters. Like the inclusion of Daryl, like he doesn't even exist in the comics, but they put him in as a side character, and everyone loved him so much that he just stuck around. And like we love Glenn in the TV show so much that I hope Glenn's untouchable as well.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play it. Really is.
Yeah, it's nice because it's not predictable. Like so many TV series are, and this one I still have no idea.
Con, you played Telltale's Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any film or TV franchise you'd like to see them make a take on next?
This is assuming that I actually watch TV.
You watch films?
Well, I do watch telly. I watch Walking Dead, but the only other thing I really watch is Grey's Anatomy, and you know what? I'm not playing that if that's a game. I'm really not.
I thought you were going to see something like Ready Steady Cook.
You mean Surgeon Simulator?
No, I know that there is actually a Grey's Anatomy game. I just
Oh yeah, there
have
is,
no
isn't there?
interest in playing it. I'm not sure if it's a simulation game or what, but I've got no interest.
It's
in
a
playing
first-person shooter, I believe.
it. Not that I can think of for a TV series, but I tell you what, I would like to see as a game. Yes, they've done a DS version of it. Yes, it's a kids' book. Yes, they've done films and they've killed them. They're really bad. Well, actually, there's two books I'd like to see a game based around that. One series being the Percy Jackson series. I know it's a kids' book. I've recently been reading them with my son. Actually, quite enjoying them. They're sort of in between like Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings kind of thing, but a child version. Really good. I'd love to see that be made as a game. Would definitely play that. And the other series I would play is the Sword of the Truth series by Terry Goodkind. That's a lot more grown-up Star Wars crossed by Lord of the Rings. Absolutely brilliant series. I think there's 13 or 14 books in the original series. It'd probably be a bit more like Game of Thrones type but I would definitely play a game of that.
Oh, there's quite interesting choices there.
Oh, well, mate, you know me. I always have something interesting to say. If it's not Lego, it's just going to be completely out there. Really,
Telltale, and you can take this down Telltale. Pick up Quantum Leap.
Oh my goodness,
Yes. Quantum Leap. It's a different game every episode. It would. Be
that would work
awesome.
fantastically well, actually.
I'm sure Scott Bakula will be back in for it.
But he's not doing anything else, is he?
Well, Enterprise got cancelled, so no.
Oh, that's a damn good choice. What about you, Terry? Could you top Quantum Leap?
I don't think you could. It's got
You
everything.
just can't, can you? Maybe
That's
not.
just a cop out, Terry. Come on.
No.
No, to be fair, like when Con did mention Game of Thrones as a Telltale game, I could kind of see that if they played on some of the unknown parts of the story rather than just the main storyline.
Yeah, side stories could work.
Because the problem with that is that Game of Thrones, a game as big as that, generates some very dangerous fan base. Like, you don't
Agreed.
want to be messing with that. Like,
No, it's true.
that could go
But then they've
horribly
done
wrong.
well enough with The Walking Dead.
Ah,
Like
that's
it's
true.
got a popular following by the people from the TV show and the comics, and I can't say I've heard really a bad thing about it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, Telltale are doing surprisingly well on a lot of fronts.
You know, I'd really like a Telltale version of the further adventures of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes. So you don't believe in black magic. What
Just
a
lost
film.
half our listeners. No, but yeah, something like that would be, because they're not going to make another film. Not with, even though Kurt Russell is
Not that busy
really
at the moment.
Last time I spoke to him yesterday, he wasn't doing anything. So I guess he could make a film, but he's getting on a bit now.
He is somewhat, yeah.
When you said that, it made me think of a Karate Kid game done by Telltale. As long as you play as Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, could you have one? Did anyone see the Karate Kid cartoon?
No.
They actually made a short-lived cartoon series, and it was like Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi saving old people by karate chopping falling barrels, and
Like,
it's
so,
just the ridiculous insertion of karate into any scenario you can think of. The house is burning. Hang on, I got a karate move for that shit.
well, yeah, I mean, chopping down doors and stuff.
That's all they would do. It's anything, What
So-
can we do this
Was it-
episode? Chop.
Was it Donkey Kong throwing the barrels at them?
So, like, a Karate Kid game where you play as Mr. Miyagi. So, essentially, championship manager for karate. I'd play
Yeah,
that.
one of your players gets injured, he runs on and just rubs his hands.
That can be the bonus stage.
It'd have to have Kinect support.
Oculus Rift.
Yes.
I'm going to show my age now, but when
Oculus,
everyone saw Karate Kid, did everyone try to recreate that crane kick move?
Plenty of times.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I've-
think.
Got a secret here. I actually have never seen the Karate Kid.
Oh, mate.
I know.
It's so good, it's got Will
Karate.
Smith's son in it.
Ah,
It's got what
I see
in
what
it?
you did there.
No, the other one. The good one. I mean, yes.
So the rest of our viewership just like quit there out of pure like shock at ignorance. Like, really? Ugh.
I was going to say, James hasn't come back yet.
Chipped his computer off the desk.
I was outraged.
Kid!
Well, the new one it had Jackie Chan, didn't it?
Yeah.
I thought better of Jackie Chan. I thought he would stay away from an obvious remake. But,
He needs the money, come on.
Have you all seen the remake?
no, I've not
Yeah.
seen anything Karate Kid related ever.
Okay.
Did you know that Jackie Chan's opened his own theme park?
Really?
Brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
Do tell.
Like he's really big on collecting like things from his cultural past, like from China and whatnot. And essentially, he's bought a theme park and he's displaying all of the things that he's found.
So it's just his junk shop then?
Essentially, yeah. I mean, like the general reception of it has been not great because it's like not got any like Jackie Chan related roller coasters or anything in it. It's just like it's like all the stuff that Jackie Chan keeps in lockup essentially. But
my
yeah,
goodness.
he's got his own theme park.
I like it, Drunken Master Dodgems.
Which it adds him to a list to the small but increasing list of celebrities who owns theme parks, including
Who else is
himself.
on the list?
Well, Michael Jackson had a theme park. Adventureland, Wonderland, was it? Neverland.
Neverland.
Neverland. That's it.
To be fair, I'd still want to see Jackie Chan's. I don't know why. That'd just be it'd be so funny.
I'd go if I was in the area.
Should we
Out
skip
of
Eurogame next
curiosity,
year?
where is the area?
Sure enough. Somewhere? Yeah, China's not that big a place. I'm sure you'll stumble on it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just ask directions.
Disneyland
Stand on the Great Wall,
or
have a look.
Jackie Chan World.
I would actually pick Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I
for
would.
Disneyland.
I'm not a massive fan for Disneyland anyway.
I don't think the kids would like it if I said, "Hey, you're going to Jackie Chan World."
Yeah, guess what? He's got a load of souvenirs.
Well, that means you haven't instilled a correct sense of cultural respect into the kids. They need to know and appreciate Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
Right,
forget the Chinese man. You want a big mouse.
I'll rectify that situation
Yeah.
next year then.
Do you ever wonder why publishers have never opened their own theme park? Can you imagine Nintendo Land? A legitimate Nintendo Land theme park?
Well, I think I'd kick ass.
I would go.
Mm.
That'd make shitloads of money. Nintendo?
You know Disney would buy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Just
not
like
as if they
Star
can
Wars.
ruin it anymore anyway. The Nintendo Land would be the same ride, repeated. Maybe painted in different colours.
Reskin
Really
Land.
bright colours.
And just as you're leaving the park, they'll go, "Hey guys, there's one more ride," and it'll be the same as the first ride that ever came out.
You'd say this for Xbox Land, where when you get to the end of the roller coaster, you have to pay like £10 more for the rest of it.
£10 to get off the roller coaster. DLC exit.
Yeah, but then they retract their comment on it, and you only have to pay a £5.
Oh god, that's funny.
What would a Sony theme park be?
It'd just be
Crash.
Uncharted.
Yeah, like, it would just be like,
Uncharted and Crash Bandicoot.
you'd like open the door and there'd be like 3 rides and that's it.
No, actually, that's very much Sony in that they'd probably pick their worst franchise and milk it.
Oh, Crash Bandicoot.
Like,
Right.
Sony's got so much potential. You could have a Killzone roller coaster where you get shot at by Hellgast, which would be hilarious. But no, instead, Sony will have Crash Bandicoot.
Well, for the kids, yeah. I mean, a Tekken roller coaster or something.
How would that work?
I don't know.
Do you get to sit next to a bear? A bear's in Tekken?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Kuma.
Probably.
Yeah. And Panda.
And a panda, of course.
Yeah.
Japanese, please.
That's almost like Nintendo. Let's just palette swap the bears.
Do you know what? I would definitely go to the Oculus Rift theme park because I wouldn't have to actually go anywhere. Could
There
just put
probably
the
will
headset
be
on.
something that comes out called the theme park for Oculus Rift.
Yeah, that'd make a good game actually. Like a theme park, you could walk around and ride the rides.
If there isn't, there's somewhere in the world somebody's heard this and gone, shit, that's a good idea. Write it down now.
I could see like kids with no friends go into the virtual theme park and riding all the rides with their virtual buddies.
Oh,
Quick
that's
question:
sad.
why do they have to have no friends?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a thing.
Sorry,
Just meet all their online friends.
you have too many friends to ride this roller coaster.
Can you imagine though? They walk up to the sign that says, "Look, you're too short," and that's his only game for the Oculus Rift. And he just can't play anymore. He's just going to stand there
Now
and
for
look at
the,
other people ride the ride.
now for the Oculus Rift, Billy No Mate's theme park.
That, dear Oculus Rift people, we have a
You like this
proposition.
I'll tell you what Telltale could pick up. Knight Rider.
Would they have enough pixels to do the hairs on Hasselhoff's chest?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Would Hasselhoff sign off on that?
it depends. If it's a modern one, then the amount of pixels that for Hasselhoff's hair will have diminished increasingly.
Or could they not do Telltale Games presents the Hasselhoff collection? And episode 1 is Knight Rider, episode 2 is Baywatch. Episode 3 is Baywatch Nights, the short-lived spin-off.
So what's episode 4 going to be? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes.
No, when he's singing in Germany.
Yeah, when he brings down the Berlin Wall with his voice.
It's like that part from Street Fighter where you have to destroy the car.
Yeah.
It's just Hasselhoff versus the
Berlin
wall.
Wall.
You have to hit certain notes. And the wall starts cracking bit by bit.
I tell you what, I would pick.
The
good
worse
money
you do it,
for.
the faster it breaks.
The Telltale game version of the Street Fighter movie. What a fantastic
jeez.
movie. Honestly, no word of a lie, I really enjoyed
How
that
big-
movie.
How big would Van Damme's chin have to be for Telltale to do that?
Hang on, why did you enjoy that movie? That's a crime.
What? Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kylie Minogue's there.
Okay, but
Roger-
why did you enjoy that movie? It's a crime.
Yeah, it's an awful movie, but that's kind of why it's good. Like, it's cheesy on every level, but it's almost like it's not ashamed.
I remember before the movie came out, Van Damme done an interview with Mean Machines magazine. Fact Finders, that's a good magazine, back in the day. And they quoted him as saying, "This movie will speak to children and teach them to stand up for what they believe in." And then the film came out and it was shit. You know, did Van Damme expect kids to go into the cinema and come out thinking, "That's right, Van Damme, I will fight world leaders"?
No, it's teaching them to stand up for themselves, because when they go into school the next week with the t-shirt on that says Street Fighter, they immediately get beaten up.
Just remember,
Prepare
Defend
yourself
yourself,
for a
kid.
face kicking.
remember the fantastic dialogue from it. Just like, each bison dollar will be worth 100 British pounds, for that is the exchange rate I will set when I kidnap their queen.
Is that real dialogue?
Yeah.
How do you remember this?
I've seen it recently.
Was it last night?
Oh, dear.
Has anyone watched any good Halloween films? Because Street Fighter does count as a Halloween film.
Because it's terrible, or because it's scary?
I think it's a bit of both.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure about Scary or Halloween, but I watched Prisoners the other day.
I'm going to ask, what's that about?
Hugh Jackman gets his daughter kidnapped, and he, in turn, spoilers, kidnaps the guy who he thinks is responsible for kidnapping his daughter. And it's all about trying to get, you know what they say, if kids get kidnapped or whatever, you've got a certain amount of time to find them before they're dead. So it's all about him trying to get the answers out of this guy to work out where his kids are, and is it this guy or is it someone else that's got the kids. It's pretty good. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it as well. Trying to think who else is in it. Maria Bello.
Is Kevin Spacey in it?
No, sorry.
Feels like it should be.
Kevin Spacey is not in it, but it's worth watching. I think you should come see it.
On this segue, I'll tell you what we watched the other day again. Source Code.
That's
man,
good.
I
film,
can't
isn't
understand
it?
that film.
Did you enjoy it?
I liked it. I mean,
I
it's
thought it was
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's alright. I do, yeah. It was alright.
it's a new concept, which immediately makes it a fantastic film because, like, you know, there's so little of it. And it's just such a small concept, but it works so well.
I did think it
Yeah.
was. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely enjoyed that. I'd like to watch that again. In fact, I've got it on DVD. I think I might watch it again.
It's one of those that you can't really talk about it too much because you have to watch it, or otherwise you just completely spoil the entire thing.
Yeah.
But I do agree, like, it's definitely one worth watching.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like for like such a small, I guess, ensemble cast, it works very well.
Yeah. Like, a lot of films like that, they spoil it with just the trailer, but I can't even think that the trailer even gave anything away.
No, it didn't really.
I enjoyed it. And I'm not a big fan of... It was Jake Gyllenhaal, was it not?
Yeah, Chesty
That was,
Jake.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of him, but it was good.
What
Talk about films with a small cast. Is anybody planning on seeing Gravity? Because I think only Sandra Bullock and George Clooney are in that.
Yeah, I've heard good things. One of my friends got back from seeing it. He said, like, because I saw the trailer and thought, this seems like a film that is probably going to be really great and really artistic. I'm probably going to be bored to shit by it. Because it looks like the kind of film that's going to have a lot of quiet pauses and a lot of just like, okay, what's happening next? But apparently it's non-stop.
Alright.
Cool.
I might have to have a look then.
I was just having a look at when it was out. It doesn't look like it's out until the 8th of November with certain cinemas at Cineworld. Showing it on advance. The one in Nottingham's only showing it the day before on the 7th, so I'm a little bit gutted. I've got to wait another week to be able to see that.
A Gravity subtitle: When shit goes really wrong in space.
When you can't shit in space.
Kerbal Space Program.
I think if you watch it and assume it's the Kerbal Space Program, the entire film
That's
becomes
the way
twice
I'm
as
gonna
good.
watch it. Yes. I just think that I did the entire thing. My fault.
So I haven't played Kerbal Space Program, but I've heard really good things about it.
I've dabbled, should I say, because I don't seem to do that well.
Who's the dabbler?
Yeah, little dabbler.
What's your
But,
dabbling experience?
It's very hard, very technical. You can't just make a big ship full of fuel and expect it to work.
Ah, man.
Oh no.
That's my plan out the window.
Yeah, but if you do actually plan on taking some time, it is very good. I think I've put something like 20 hours into it since it come out, and yeah, I haven't had a lot of success in it, but that's probably because I'm not that technically minded that way. But
Because
Oh, and you build planes.
oh yeah, but they're different. they stay in the atmosphere.
they
It's
use
all right.
witchcraft to fly. It's okay.
You know, the next holiday I go on, I'm just going to have to ask, say, can I see the pilot, please? I just need to know, did Terry build this plane? 'Cause if I'm getting off. He's not technically minded. There's a screw loose.
Yeah, you don't need all them anyway.
Why is that wing bigger than the other?
Well, on that note, I think should we wrap it up here, gentlemen?
I think that's about right, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
So, guys, thank you all for coming on here tonight and promoting Steam's Halloween sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of Telltale.
Telltale have had some gems from us tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want
They've
royalties
got
on
ideas,
this.
haven't they? They know what to do next.
What are we doing next?
No, Telltale, we've told them what games we
Yeah.
want next. That'll keep them busy for the next 10 years at least.
If I see Quantum Leap come out by Telltale and I haven't got a royalty of some sort, I'll be very pissed.
Okay, gentlemen, time to wrap it up and say, Con, where can they find Muse Culture?
Time to wrap it up and say, Con, where can they find Muse Culture?
That's it.
Absolutely love it. Web address, museculture.net. They can email us topics that they want us to discuss on the podcast at podcast@museculture.net. Or they can have a look at our videos. God, I sound like an air hostess. They can have a look at our videos at youtube.com/museculture.
And you can always like, comment, subscribe at GMU's official on Twitter.
I like
Right.
this. I really like this.
That's right, yeah.
Anyone would think we've done this before.
Yeah.
Where's Patrick?
Oh yeah, by the way, Patrick's not with us tonight, guys, in case you don't realise.
Oh.
He's been kidnapped, apparently. So
By
we're
zombies.
by zombies,
For
but we're not
Halloween.
paying for his ransom. Instead, we're spending all the money on the Steam sale.
I think he's putting his Halloween costume together tonight. I'm pretty sure he said he wants me to take him trick-or-treating tomorrow night.
What's he dressing up as?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got no idea. I'm going out trick-or-treating tomorrow.
As.
I am taking children. I'm not going out on my own.
And the your children.
What? Yeah.
No, I'm just going to find some children.
It's the
you know.
awkward thing when you find other children.
When you just go
Please.
out and you sort of say to kids, "Hey, have you got an adult with you?" and they say no, and you go, "Fantastic, I'll join." My bag.
As long as you're not going as Jimmy Savile.
No, I'm not
You're
going
fine.
to. Dude,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
dude.
I'm just
Okay,
saying.
just like because I don't want to obviously make people turn off from the channel. But me and Jimmy aren't the same colour, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm just going to go my skeleton onesie. That could be worse, but
The Skeletor onesie.
no, not skeleton.
Oh, that could have been fantastic.
That then would have made you look like Jimmy Savile.
No, I'm
He's
going
quite
my skeleton
decomposed by
onesie.
now. Yeah, he's decomposed by now, so...
Yeah,
Ah.
as you say, James, Muse Culture going there.
Yeah.
Going places you don't want to go. Good night,
I-
folks.
Where's Patrick to hold this all together?
Good night.
Good night,
Yeah,
before it gets any worse.
Night.
See ya!
Laters.
And stop.